Happy lunchtime, everybody. I am getting a call. I'm going to have to decline that since we're going live here. Excited to see everybody on. Hope you're enjoying TennisCon 5. And in a minute, we're going to be having Topcourt come on. They let me know that they're going to be coming on just a couple minutes late, but I wanted to be here on time for you guys just to say hello. So as you're watching this, let me know who is on right now watching. Always love to know who is on, where you're from. Let me know if you are enjoying TennisCon 5. And I also appreciate all your support. Let me know if you have any trouble logging into the membership as well, or if you're not getting emails or whatever, because yesterday we had a little bit of a tough day with Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft went out. So, hey, Pete, hanging out here in Victoria, BC. All right, John, good to see you. Carol's in Laurel, Maryland, I guess. Is that where you're watching this? And yeah, so it's exciting to see. Hey, Amy's on. Amy, I just got my mom 3 big ice cubes and filled up her cup. She always walks around the house with cups like this. So I filled up her cup with ice cubes. We got Jack, who was a big winner the other night. We'll be getting out your stuff. And Jack is from the Garden State. That's New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey. Oops, wrong button. Laurel, Maryland. New knee. Okay, you got a new knee. Cool. Amy says, woohoo. Well, good to see you guys. We are waiting on Topcourt to come on in. Lady, she actually played at Duke. Her name is Patrice. She'll be coming on here in a minute. Got Don from Vancouver, Canada. It's great to see you guys on. Hope you guys are enjoying TennisCon. Today's a really good lineup. Who's watched some of the videos today? Let me know how you guys are enjoying it. If you're able to access everything okay. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking to put on this big event, knowing that so many people are watching it and got to get everybody their links and have to rely on technology a lot to do it. Can be a little scary at times. So yeah, let's see. She said she's going to be on about 12:04. So let's see, how close she comes into her time. She's actually in another meeting and coming right into us. I just finished all of today's videos just in time for this one. Christopher, wow, you finished every single video today? What time did you start watching? That is amazing. Leslie's from Tampa. Hello, Leslie. Great little thumbnail picture there too. So Christopher, that's impressive that you watched every single video. So Christopher, give everybody a review. What did you think of today's lessons? Did you like them? What was your favorite one? Did they all play well for you? Let me know. And let me know what you thought. So about 6:30 a.m. Christopher got on and he started to watch all the videos. Woohoo, let's do this. Now, the Bagel Maker. Dr. Bagel Maker actually came to train with me in Georgia, and I believe at the time you were living up in Northeast. So now he's in St. Augustine, Florida. The Jorge offer was awesome. I just signed up for TennisCon Unlimited Pass. Yes. Thank you, Live in Tennis. So that was great. Let me give Patrice a call here. Make sure that she is coming on. We're gonna put the pressure on her. We're gonna do a live call to Topcourt. Patrice played at Duke, so I wish you had I have waited for the Jorge offer. I know, but there's still 6 amazing bonuses, Leslie. Come on. You can go to Tennis Drills TV, everybody, by the way, and do a $1 trial for 14 days. That's pretty good. So you could do that. We're doing a live call. Hello.
Please leave your message.
Oh, she did not answer. That's not a good sign. That is not a good. She says, I know. I'm texting her. Are you coming on? All right, I'm letting you know. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm just going to be flat out honest now. Love it. I'm taking notes on everything. I love what everybody is teaching out. But I enjoyed Matt's video a lot. Yes, Matt from Coffee Break Tennis is one of my favorites. He's a really good friend of mine too, by the way. We usually go out to Newcomb's Ranch to deliver TennisCon, and we get bonus interviews out there. But this year I didn't do it. My mom, I take care of my mom. She's struggling a little bit, so I didn't feel comfortable leaving for a week. That's where you see me. She says, finishing up call, be on in 1 minute. I'm going to say, hurry, please. You know, the whole company knows that this is TennisCon. They could let her out early. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Hello from Toronto. Good to see you, Gord. Hey, Pete. Hello, says Mr. Pink. So while we are waiting for Topcourt to come on, why don't you guys, we did something yesterday with Jorge that was pretty fun. People were writing in their problems. Like some people said, why don't I play as well as I do in a match? My serve is having trouble. Like if you have Uncle Dave, all right, Uncle Dave, Amy and I talked about you the other day, is how did you answer all those questions so fast the other day? How did you do that? That was amazing. Uncle Dave says, what's shaking? Brave got it tomorrow. Now, here's the funny thing. I was on live last night with Jorge, and some people started writing me that Atlanta was up 5-2. And I believe the reason why we lost is people actually let me know that we were winning. And that was not good, that I knew we were winning. And once I knew we were winning, that was the curse on Atlanta, and we ended up losing. So please, if you're watching the Atlanta Braves play and they're winning and we're on a live stream, do not tell me that we're winning. I don't want to know anything about anything until after we win the World Series, because I am the biggest curse on all Atlanta sports. I'm convinced that I am the reason why Atlanta and Georgia teams always choke and lose. It's my fault. Okay, let's see here. Amy has a bot. He has a bot. It's my ITP. It's my ITP. Let's do a quiz while we wait. Okay, Dr. Bagel Maker, let's do a quiz. Congrats. Thank you, Tennis Production. 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just happened the other day. So that was pretty cool. 50,000 subscribers. Anyone here use Topcourt? Is it good? Is it an app, a video thing? All right, so let's talk about Topcourt while we're waiting for Topcourt. Is Topcourt, you can do a 14-day free trial, and you can see all these amazing, in fact, I have a link. I'll just put the link in too. You can do a 14-day trial. They have huge names in tennis, absolutely huge names. And it's pretty cool the way they do it, because they have like their personal stories, which I think is really neat. Let's see. It's letting me take it. Can I put in my comments? No, it's so weird. It's not letting me grab the link. Let me come here and put in that Topcourt link. But yeah, it's pretty neat the way that they do it. I like the way Topcourt does it. I'm trying to get you guys the link, but is it gonna do it for me? No, it's not. Let me come back. All right, Patrice is here. I'm not. Where'd I go? Add to stream. Hello.
Hi, Peter. How are you doing?
I am good.
Good.
I'm good.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
No worries. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I'm glad we're able to connect. I'm excited to share more about Topcourt.
Yes, yes. So we've got people on. They're excited about Topcourt. Somebody just asked. You can tell them. They said, is Topcourt any good? Tell them why Topcourt is good.
Topcourt is great. I'm excited to share more with you today. So we have 60 plus of the top ATP and WTA players on our platform. They all share their favorite drills instructions and stories. Really nothing like you've ever seen before. I've been around tennis for a long time myself. Some of these drills I've never seen before. So it's just a really innovative resource for the entire community. And I think once we go through some of the videos today, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you actually got to hit in one of the videos too. She's a very good player, and you played with who was it? Chris Everett you did it with, or who was the player that you got the demo?
I did it with Nickbolitari, but Chris Everett, Chris Everett used to be my coach, so I'm very close with her. But yeah, seemed like they couldn't get anybody better than me for the test.
Oh, come on. You played at Duke. You played at Duke. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, it was great to get back on the court, that's for sure. And I definitely needed the lesson Nick was giving me.
Nick is great. He's a real legend. You could throw that term around, but he's definitely a legend. So tell everybody what you're going to do today. You're going to be sharing the top 10 lessons of 2021 from Topcourt. And so kind of walk us what you're going to be doing, then let's get right into it.
Yeah, for sure. So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you some videos of some drills and stories of some of our top players that we have from the year. We have Leylah Fernandez, Chris Everett, Nickbolitari, and the Bryan brothers. And again, they'll just share their most useful tips and helpful tips for any tennis player in the tennis community. So I'm excited to share with you some of the videos that we have.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's get into it. What I'm going to do, you pull up, share your screen. We'll get that thing up, and then you just walk us through it. It'd be fun.
Great. Sounds good. Okay. Let me share my screen.
All right. I like racket flex, but when they demo their serve. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to put this into the stream.
Okay. And can you see my screen okay?
We can see the screen, and yeah, so go through, make sure you got your volume all the way up so people can hear it. And sounded pretty good when we tested it.
Yes. So we're first going to start out with Leylah Fernandez, and obviously she's a huge favorite on our platform, especially after her amazing run at the US Open. And, you know, just being at these filming shoots, I've been lucky enough to be able to attend a couple of them. And it's just so amazing to hear how well, especially someone as young as Leylah, is able to analyze her game. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is one of her stories about confidence. And this is really one of my favorite stories that she has because, I mean, obviously confidence plays such a huge role in the game of tennis. So she'll share more with us.
I think confidence is a very important aspect in a tennis match, or even just for a person outside of the court. After a loss, I typically train a little.
Oh,
sorry about that. All right, let me.
Maybe rewind to the beginning.
Yeah, sorry about this. Let's try this again.
Round two.
I think confidence is a very important aspect in a tennis match, or even just for a person outside of the court. After a loss, I typically train a little bit more, do more hours to gain my confidence back, because I've heard from a very great player. I don't know if you know, but Michael Jordan says that confidence comes from hard work and training. So I try to do that outside of the court too, that instead of just practicing tennis techniques, I would do some extra fitness outside to gain the confidence back that I'm able to keep up with those players. Yes, there was a moment where I had self-doubt. I think that would be last year at the Rogers Cup, when I was lucky enough to get a wild card in the main draw, but I unfortunately lost pretty badly. That not only hurt my confidence, but it kind of brought doubt in my head, saying like, am I able to hit with those players? Like, is my game good enough? But overcoming that, like I said, I trained harder. I talked with my coaches to see what I need to improve and what I can do better in that situation again. And I think that helped a lot by putting up a plan, and I was able to execute it a lot better. I do get nervous before matches and big tournaments or any tournament, but from a very young age, I would stick to a routine, and that would be talk to my dad before a match every day. It doesn't matter where he is. If he's in, let's say, Asia and I'm here in the US, like, I'm going to call him and try to talk to him before a match, and he always knows what to say before a match to calm my nerves down. So I think that helps a lot, but everybody's different. I know some players listen to music or they have one special song, but for me, it's to talk with my dad. It varies sometimes. My dad would tell me to calm down and breathe. This is your moment. Like, enjoy this time. Like, it's not every day that a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid will have this opportunity to play in the big stage. So enjoy it and do your best.
Cool. There's one question. Does her father play tennis? I know her father was into soccer, and that it became Layla's dream to do the tennis. So he basically decided he was going to coach her. And there's even a story where he sold his car to have her play a tournament. So, I mean, they didn't come from like huge money. They literally put every cent they had into Layla's game, and it looks like it's paying off now, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, her dad actually came to the filming shoot, and they're both the most humble people you've ever met. I mean, you can tell they have such a great relationship, and she's very grounded. You know, one of the things that I like most about this video is I'm not sure who she was playing at the US Open. It could have been Svitolina or Kerber. And they asked her after the match, after she won, and they were like, when did you know that you could win the match? And she goes, as soon as I walked on the court. And so I just think, you know, that's when confidence just plays a huge role. And you can tell she's worked so hard on and off the court that has helped with her confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, pressure can either work for you or against you. And I think that she's gotten used to a lot of pressure, whether it was meant to be put on her or not. I mean, when you know that you're just chasing a dream and the whole family's chasing the same dream, you know, it's kind of like burning the road or the bridge behind you, and just there's no looking back. So
Right.
it's pretty neat story.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's the next thing we're gonna watch?
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna watch is one of her drills. It's the chair drill. And this is a very unique drill. I think it highlights, you know, how Layla is able to handle the hard balls that are coming out her. She has a very small stature, but with this drill, it really shows you how she's able to kind of generate her own pace with her short swing.
Okay.
Drill. So this chair drill is a very good drill, especially to be an offensive player or aggressive player. I, for one, like to take the ball early, take time away from my opponent, and I like to hit the ball, let's say, pretty flat. So this drill is you're standing close to the line. There's a chair, as you can see, right behind me. And as the coach's feed, I gotta prepare. I cannot take steps back, and I cannot have a big backswing, because if I have a big backswing, the chair, then I can't hit the ball. So I gotta split step, move quick, set up my feet with a short preparation by being down, and then as I hit, I go in front. I don't do the backswing. I don't take a step back, and I just accelerate in front, going through the ball. I started doing this drill at a very young age, I think when I started playing tennis, especially when I wanted to do more competition. It's a great drill to be offensive, and I kept doing it up until the age of 11, 12 years old. I still do it sometimes from the baseline as the level progresses. This drill varies from the skill level by like the beginners. You would start from the mini tennis line, and as you're progressing and you're getting better at the mini tennis line, you can go to 3/4 by the age of 9, 10 years old. And then as you're getting better, stronger and faster, and your ball, and you change the balls from a red dot to a hard ball, you can go to the baseline. And the baseline is harder because the coaches has to feed a little bit faster than they would in mini tennis and 3/4. In the beginning, I think it would be good to do some series of 5 to 10 balls. And as you're going to 3/4 and you're getting better and stronger, you go from 10 to 15. And then when you're going to the baseline, it would be good to do from 15 to 20 balls. But I think a good number would be from 10 to 15 balls on the baseline too. So over here, as you can see, I do the split steps right away. It's very important. But I go down on my legs. I do the split step. As I prepare, I'm going down, because when I take the ball on the rise and I'm close to the line, the ball most likely is not going to be on the shoulder height. It's going to be from the waist down. So I have to go down so I can hit it in my strike zone, which is between the shoulders and the hips. So over here, it's really important to accelerate your racket head. When you go down, you cannot push the ball, so it goes high and it goes over the net. I missed 1, 2 balls in the net, but I accelerated. So I'm conditioning myself to accelerate in those shots, even though I'm missing. And then I get 5, 6 balls the same way. I'm hitting it with the same acceleration, the same intention, and it's going over the net. So it's going to put my opponent into trouble, and I will get an easier ball. So over here, you cannot do this when you're doing this drill. Cannot take a step back, because as you can see, I'm hitting the chair and it's an awkward shot. Then I cannot stay straight because there's no pop in the ball. So let's do a few shots like that. Like there's no pop. And it's just too comfortable. In a tennis match, I'm not going to be doing 2, 3 steps like this and hitting. Tennis match, there's going to be intensity. The balls are going to come way faster, so I have to keep moving, keep being low, and keep having that tension of going forward. This drill is great for a match situation, let's say, because it kind of makes me, and it puts me in a situation where I have to keep going forward, and it keeps taking time away from my opponents. So as I'm doing this drill in practice, I'm conditioning myself to do it in a match. And when the match comes, I see a deep ball coming, a fast ball. Right away, I'm not in a defensive mindset of taking 2, 3 steps back and lifting the ball to come back in play. I'm not scared of the ball that's coming fast to me, so I can drop down quick and have my weight transfer going forward and hitting the ball quick and fast, not a loopy ball, because that defeats the purpose of the drill. It has to be quick and fast, flat. I think the biggest red flag would be the movement of feet. That sometimes they're getting so comfortable, like staying on the line, that they forget to move their feet. They forget to do the split step. They forget to move your feet, do the little adjustment steps, and most importantly, they're not balanced. And that's not good because you're conditioning yourself to do that in practice, and that's going to transfer in a match. In a match, that's not going to happen. You got to keep moving. You got to keep putting pressure going forward. You got to be ready to defend from side to side. So you got to keep moving.
Okay.
I love that. You know, there's so many good things about that video. First of all, she's working in progressions, and I like that seeing an advanced player, you know, a world-class player got to the finals. She's there on the service line, and it's one of the things that coaches all the time talk about. You know, just don't even practice your serve just from all the baseline. You know, work from the service line. I mean, most everything you should kind of work your way back. I love the way she did that, and you can see that this drill is kind of really how she built her game, right? Wouldn't you say so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think anybody who's seen Layla play knows that she stays so close to the baseline, and it's a way, you know, not even if you're someone as small as Layla, but as soon as you are pushed back in the court, you have taken a defensive position. So the closer you are to the baseline, the more opportunity you have to be aggressive. And I think that's what Layla does a great job in her game, is just not allowing anybody to push her back.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Okay, what is next? That was awesome.
Yeah. So next, I'm going to show you some of this legend, some of her videos, Chris Everett. And we were lucky enough to have Chris for the entire day. So she has a lot of great content with her video series. But I'm going to start out with showing you a video. And I really like her show no weakness video because I think it's really important for every tennis player to know, you know, just continue to stay positive no matter what is happening throughout the match, and just show your opponent no weakness.
Okay.
First time I got very upset in practice, and I think I threw my racket. I was known to break rackets and say the F-bomb. I was known, you know, when I was younger, and my brothers, you can ask my brothers and sisters, and my dad would be like horrified. But I remember getting really upset one day, and my dad took me aside and he said, don't let your opponent see how you feel, because they'll use it to their advantage. They'll see you upset and they'll say, I've got her, word for word. And I'll never forget that. After that moment, I realized that, you know, my body language and being stoic and being almost like unemotional, not showing emotion, would only help me. And it frustrated my opponent. And he was right, 100%. So I adapted that sort of attitude from then on in when I played. And gosh, it really worked for me. you know, when I'm coaching a child and they're very emotional, I don't make any judgments like, well, I wasn't like that. You know, I just think you have to take everybody separately. John McEnroe was a very emotional player, but he had the ability to, once he got his emotions out of the way, he'd step up to that next shot and he'd leave everything behind and he'd go on to the next point. You just have to express yourself, go back to the fence, take a deep breath, get mad, whatever. But then once you turn around and you go to that line to return serve or to serve, you have to leave everything behind and you have to forget everything in the past and you have to move on to the next shot that you're going to hit. And that's, I think, an important aspect because a lot of players don't do that. They carry a bad game, a bad set, a bad shot. They carry it with them forward. And that's not the way to play your best tennis. You've got to free yourself up of any negative thoughts and be positive and believe in yourself when you're playing. Yeah, I didn't really feel a lot of pressure after that run at 16. I felt like, again, what had prepared me was being number one in the juniors. I feel like pressure in the juniors was much more intense than pressure in the pros. So by the time I was 16, pretty much I was out of the juniors and I was just playing women who were 10 years older than me. So I had nothing to lose. I had time on my side. I kept justifying it. You have time on your side. They're a nervous wreck playing you because you're so young, and take advantage of it. And I could tell they were nervous on the other side of the net. You know, they would make unforced errors and they would be jittery and you know, I could just tell, and that made my confidence grow and grow and grow as I saw them, you know, react the way they were reacting playing a young girl. So my confidence grew. I won more matches. The more pro tournaments I played, I beat more top women in the world. And I really didn't feel nervous at all. I just think my confidence grew. It could go one of two ways. You can be either really nervous because of success or you can grow in confidence. And I thank heavens went the positive way. I never was a goal setter in the sense of at the beginning of the year. I remember Billie Jean used to say, at the beginning of the year, my goal is Wimbledon. I would go, well, that's 6 months away. You know, what about the Virginia Houston? You know, that's next week. My goal is where I was at that moment. My goal was the tournament I was playing in that week. And again, I didn't put pressure on me to win majors. When I did win a major, it just happened, you know, naturally. And I also was really good at not looking back in the sense of if I won Wimbledon, I would celebrate that night. And then that Monday, I would look forward to the next tournament. You know, I'd forget about winning Wimbledon. If it was the Virginia Slims of Seattle, Washington, I would be really excited about winning that tournament. So I wanted to win in the moment every time I was put in a situation. I felt like I could still hit a little harder. I could still move a little faster. I could still put a little more spin on my serve. I always felt like there were things in my game that I could improve. And I was still number one in the world when I felt that way. And I wasn't perfect by any means. I wasn't the perfect player. So I think that motivated me. Mentally, I was pretty much on top of my game, but physically, I still could improve. And that was motivation for me.
Awesome video. Awesome video. I love that. Man, I mean, she was so tough. That was one of the first, when I was growing up, it was the McEnroe Connors Borg rivalry and Martina and Chris. And they literally won everything. So that was pretty neat to watch her in that video. Okay, cool. What do you got after that?
Okay, cool. So the next one that we have is a drill. It's her machine gun serve drill, which I think is awesome. It just shows how when I think honestly in tennis, one of the things that can break down the most is the serve. So it just really focuses on muscle memory when you're hitting the serve. That way, when you're feeling nervous, you know, you have kind of that muscle memory to just get through thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hi, I'm Chris Everett, and I'm going to introduce you to a drill that's a favorite of mine. It's called the machine gun drill. It's for serving, and I'm going to be feeding balls quickly, and Jessica is going to be serving, and she's going to be relying on muscle memory. She's going to be accelerating. She's going to try to keep her balance, and she's trying to get the toss up in the right slot. So again, the serve is the only shot that you have complete control of. Sometimes you think too much and you feel too much, you get too tight. So this is going to take the nerves away and get you a better muscle memory on your serve. My God, she's got a big serve. So by feeding her the ball so quickly, even Jessica said it helps her get out of her own head. She's working on muscle memory. She felt like she was getting more explosive. She wasn't thinking. She was just reacting and trying to serve the best serve that she could. I was just watching her like this. I wasn't even watching where the ball was going because I wanted to see where her balance was. And her balance was impeccable. It was excellent. Her toss was good. And again, if the more you do this, it's muscle memory. Then when you get up to the line and you're a little nervous, you'll produce the same serve that you did in this drill. And the reason why balance is very important in this drill, especially, is a lot of players collapse when they're serving and they're under pressure and they don't go up and reach up. They don't have the aggressive frame of mind of going up after the ball. So they just come down and they collapse, and the head comes down, the shoulder comes down, the ball goes in the net. But I think with Jessica, what she was working on, she felt really confident that she was going up even more after 2 or 3 or 4 balls. She was still going up after the ball really high. So again, exaggerate what your weakness is. If you're not throwing the ball up high enough, throw it up higher. If you're not going up after it, go up after it a little bit more. A bit higher. Serve is like throwing a football. And when you're throwing a football, you're using a lot of pronation. And you're, again, going up before you go down. And that's very much like a serve. And I think that if you have a young girl, I know a lot of young boys play football, but if you have a young girl and you want her to be a tennis player, I would suggest you go out and throw a football with her, because that's going to really strengthen her shoulder and make that kick serve, the pronation, the spin serve, make everything more powerful up above her shoulders. Slow your racket. Go faster. Faster. Good, like that. Faster, like that. Good, faster. Go up. Good. What do you think about it? Just go up. Good. Go up. Good job. Great job.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one thing that struck me is really neat to see, these legends of the game teaching the younger players coming up and kind of passing on their knowledge, and the baton gets passed and the younger players try and take everything to another level. So it's cool to see Chris on the court teaching. It's pretty awesome.
For sure. I mean, she's such an inspirational person to be with, and obviously she's been around the game for so long. She's a commentator on ESPN and Tennis Channel, so she obviously sees a ton of tennis. So just being able to for her to share all the knowledge that she has. It's awesome that we have this on Topcourt.
Cool. All right, let's see what's up next.
All right, next we have another legend, Mr. Nickbolitari.
All right.
And he is great too. It's amazing. He's still getting after it every day.
Gets
he's
up
around,
at like 4:30 in the morning
yeah,
every day.
He is one of the hardest workers that I know. But we were lucky to have him. He is hilarious.
He is hilarious. We got to interview him one time for TennisCon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still so sharp too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this is going to be the alley drill. I do think this is an important drill for any tennis player to know. I mean, it helps you with your direction of the ball, just getting you, focused on what you need to take care of when you're out on the court.
In the beginning, stand up straight, no recovery, be a little off balance, and hit a lot of the balls in the net or out. All right, we ready? Now, one of the drills that I use is called the alley drill. I would start off with the green and yellow ball standing on the service line, and I'd have the students hit inside the singles and doubles line. Now, once they get this, or having difficulty, I say, let's get down into a ready position. Down. Hit, recover, get down. Turn. Down, down, lower. Shorten up the swing. All right, now they're getting pretty good. So I'm going to make them hit one forehand, one backhand. Backhand. Forehand. Backhand. Forehand. Backhand. Perfect. Now, they're getting pretty good. I would go to the regular ball and I move back a little farther. Down ready, down ready. Early preparation. Turn those hips and shoulders. Good. Keep that ball in between the lines. Good. Now move back a little further. You have to be in position and control of your body to keep that ball inside those lines. Very nice. Remember, you're at the high part of the net, so a little more height. Beautiful. I'm not the target. Ready? All right, that's called the alley drill, baby. Well done.
The alley drill is a classic because I think everybody's done that drill who's especially played competitive tennis. Again, I love how they're starting up close and moving back. And that drill is a lot harder than it looks, and it will really humble you. Whenever you think you're really good at tennis, go do the alley drill, and you'll find that you probably can improve a lot more, and you're not near as good as you think you are. Would you agree with that, Patrice?
That is so true. I mean, clearly I was doing that drill and I couldn't make half the time. So if you can really, I mean.
Oh, that was you hitting.
Yeah. If
you were hitting great.
I mean, it took all my focus.
Were you nervous?
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous when they told me I was playing. My hands were so sweaty. It was like, oh my gosh. But even though that drill, it's been around forever, it is so hard for any level of a tennis player. And if you can really nail that drill, you're doing great, because it is hard for anybody to do that drill. So I think that is a really important drill to have and to know as you're developing your game.
Very cool. All right. You got anything else for us?
Yes. So I'm going to show you this one that I really like. It's his hips and shoulders drill. And I think, you know, this drill is super important because you'll see it'll show you how it's important to not really focus on your backswing when you're playing, but to focus on your hips and shoulders, which is a mistake that I made throughout my whole career. You can ask all of my coaches how many times I would shadow swing my forehand thinking something was wrong with my swing. There's nothing wrong with your swing. You're just focusing on the wrong things. So I think this drill is really important.
A lot of the students, especially average to pretty darn good players, what the average player does on their forehand, they take the racket back instead of turning their hips and shoulders. So let's watch that big backswing. Big backswing. Excellent. Big backswing. All right, now put a ball underneath your armpit. Don't hit yet. Now, squeeze that ball in. Do not take your racket back, but turn your hips and shoulders, and that takes the racket back. Don't you dare lose the ball. Ready?
Nick.
There was major editing. I lost the ball many times.
Get that elbow in closer. Good. Now you're turning your hips and shoulders. Turn. Good. Turn.
Is that ball there? I don't think the ball's there with you, Therese.
I probably lost it already. It should be there.
Now come in and do the same drill with the volleys. As Max Murney said, you turn your hips and shoulders and move your feet to the ball. For the ball. Don't you dare lose that ball. Now just turn. Down low. Turn.
This was very hard.
Turn.
Yeah.
Up at the ball,
I think that would really improve your volleys, though. That's really good.
Turn. Get that left foot coming forward. Squeeze. Perfect. Perfect. Same way to the backhand. That's it. Use the power of your opponent's ball and just direct it. Ready? All right, now start back a little bit and work your way in by turning your hips and shoulders and coming to the ball with your feet. All right, ready? Squeeze that ball. Keep coming forward. All right, that's excellent. That's a great drill to cut your backswing either on the volleys or on the ground strokes. It's very simple. Well done, students. And a lot of time, everybody, people don't believe what most coaches say. So on Sunday night football, you often hear the comment, let's go to the video. And on Monday, the players sit in that room and watch for an hour or two exactly what they did. So remember, you start by watching rather than just talking. Thank you.
Yeah, so I really like that drill. I mean, for me, it's extremely helpful because I did have a huge backswing. And so it's having that under your armpit, they did really good editing on this because the amount of times I dropped the ball, like it is very hard. But if you can execute it correctly, it's going to help you tremendously.
Yeah, I want to go try that. Especially, I thought looked very good on the volleys, and one of the most it's hard not to overswing your volleys, and
right.
To do that drill. as I was watching, I'm like, I want to go try and see how I would do on that. So I really like that. And
Yeah.
Nick is a legend. The way he just keeps that energy up is just incredible.
I know.
Did what did you feel like when Nick was saying, "Don't you dare drop that ball"?
Oh, you should see if you want to look through some of the other drills where he's actually yelling at me. I was like, I'm sorry. I'll do better. But if I honestly had Nick as a coach when I was younger, I mean, he is so knowledgeable about the game. And I mean, some of the advice he tells you, you'll see, or if you want to see some of more of his drills when we're playing points and he's kind of breaking down the point while you're playing it and telling you what to do. He's just so knowledgeable. So it was really cool to be around.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so I'll show you one more with, where are they? I love the Bryan brothers. They are, I mean, so talented, and they're just such good people and so positive to be around. So
yeah, they're great. They love to coach, I think, because they have such a coaching background in their family.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they were great, and some of their drills are awesome. I'll show you the RDC drill, which I really like as well. Just helps with the directions of your volleys.
So this is the RDC drill. We're going to be moving laterally along the service line. We're going to be hitting all sorts of volleys. Not always in matches you're going to get the perfect volley. So this works on body coordination. It works on hitting volleys that when you're lunging, you're going sideways, and you're having to direct it to a target. Yeah, it works on independence of your hands and feet. So if a ball comes into you, got to be able to move out of the way. You'll hit every type of volley in this drill. We've been lucky doing this drill since we were 6 years old. We still do it today. We think it's why we volley so great on tour. Let's do a couple. We're always at full game speed in practice, so that when you get on the court and you're playing in your tournaments, you're already there. You don't have to amp it up. You've been doing it all through the week. Yeah, this is an advanced drill. Start off slow, in a couple of weeks, then start sticking the volley. We like to stick the volley as hard as we can. As Bob said, match speed, always in practice, and then it carries on in the matches. Just start slow. You don't have to stick it. Just work on your feet. I would go for 10 in a row from the start, and then work your way up, and then work the speed up. Don't be frustrated. This is an advanced drill. We've been doing it since a young age, but this will definitely make you a better volleyer.
What I love about that is they said we've been doing it since a young age, and they're still doing the same drill. And lots of times when you run a tennis program, after a month or two, a lot of people go, "Okay, well, what's next?" I'm like, "Well, more of the same. You just we keep hitting balls and getting better at our craft." So,
Right.
of course, you learn new things, but lots of times the answer is we just keep getting better. So doing the same drill. So that was what I picked up out of that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always something that you can improve on. And I'm sure when they were younger, they were obviously going at a slower pace. And as they improved, they were really, sticking their volleys and see if they can still do this at a faster pace, which is, something I think every tennis player should look to always keep improving, no matter what kind of drill you're doing or what you're working on. And I think also they say that this is an advanced drill, but any level of a tennis player can do this. I was actually doing this drill with my mom a couple of weeks ago. We were just doing it at a slower pace. So, as you get better, you can continue to maybe go at a faster pace, really pick up the pace of your ball, and go from there.
Well, this was great. Thanks so much for your time today. I think that's the last one, right?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah, that was awesome. I loved all those drills. It's a great website. You guys can go on a 14-day free trial. I just put in the link right there. So the link is in the comments section. And thanks so much. Guys, check out Topcourt because it is really cool. You can see a lot of those videos, the pros go into pretty good detail of the drill and give you fresh ideas. What does a top coach think? What does one of the best players of all time think? You can find out what they're thinking and what they're working on. And also, each coach usually starts with their own personal story, right, about their life and how they got into tennis, which is super interesting too.
Yeah, for sure. And, I think definitely check out Peter's link. You'll get all of our content for free for 2 weeks. We're always coming out with new content. We had our last filming shoot with Simona Halep, Azarenka, Svitolina. So we're continuously adding new content and signing new talent just to make sure our content is staying fresh for our users. So you'll always have something new to learn.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another good thing about Topcourt. It's like, well, if you felt like one of the pros wasn't your cup of tea, it's like there's another one coming next week. So be ready.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. Thanks so much for your time today, guys. Check out Topcourt. I put in the link a couple times in the comment section. I'll send out some emails too, so you guys can grab that and definitely check it out. And good luck with everything and good hitting. You're a great player.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thanks for having me on today. It was great sharing more about Topcourt and just being able to speak with you. So I really appreciate it.
All right, you guys have a good day out there. Thanks for watching.